Hello everybody, welcome to another edition of Meet the Candidates. Today I'm here with Mr. Brent Smith. He is our Republican primary candidate for mayor, and we've got election coming up May 3rd, and early voting is taking place right now. Brent, looks like you've been working on the farm.
Yeah, so David, I've been out campaigning today. I was down at the sale barn this morning, started my morning off there and hit a few of the stores locally out in Unionville. And then I worked my way down to your favorite place, one of your favorite lunch, breakfast getting places, down at Southern Fair. So got to meet a bunch of great people there.
Yeah.
And needless to say, after my lunch, I doubt I'll be eating anything tonight.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, are you on a diet or what?
No.
Okay,
As you can tell with the shirt being tight here,
Okay.
but I'm definitely not on diet.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, Brent, this is kind of a special edition. I've asked you to come back because I know we've talked, and you have something that's very passionate on your heart. That's a key pledge in one of your campaign. Well, I heard you give a speech about it, and you were talking about a particular topic, and I don't think we touched on it the last time you were with me. So why don't you kind of tell us about what's on your mind?
So let me guess, was that the senior citizens tax freeze?
Yeah, that was it. Senior citizens tax freeze. That's a mouthful. Tell us what it is.
It is a mouthful. It is a mouthful. So what I want to do this in really two parts. First, I just want to give you just a basic explanation of what it is and who it would affect. And then I'm going to read from the state of Tennessee when it started, and then I'm going to read from one of our neighboring counties. Actually, Rutherford County has a senior citizens tax free. So what I want to do is I want to read about that, and that'll go into greater detail. But bottom line, David, it's a tax freeze for folks, depends on kind of where you are in the lineup as far as age group, but usually 65 and older,
right,
on a fixed income, around $40,000 or less. Have to own your own home. It's just for one property, and basically it would just freeze your taxes. Now, if you add it on to your house or you own multiple properties, then we're talking about a different situation.
Right, yeah.
But those seniors would continue to pay taxes, just as you know, with property taxes going up,
right,
and taxes going up that we've seen over the past few years here, not only in the county but in the city too. This would give relief, I believe, to seniors living on fixed incomes that may have lost a spouse, God forbid,
right,
or with this inflation occurring, just give them a chance to not have to worry about maybe paying an extra $1,500 next year on next year's property taxes.
Okay, so does this freeze the rate, or does this freeze the amount they're currently paying?
So what it would do is it would freeze them where they currently are.
Okay.
Yeah, and so
if property values go up, their property value will stay the same, so their tax rate doesn't go up.
So
right?
so here's
Okay.
what I want to do,
right,
because this is where it gets confusing. I just want to read, and this is from the state of Tennessee property tax freeze website, and this is Tennessee Comptroller of the Treasury property assessments. Okay, so the background on this is that in November of 2006, Tennessee voters approved an amendment to Article 2, Section 28 of the Tennessee Constitution, giving the General Assembly the authority by general law to authorize counties or municipalities to implement a local option tax freeze for taxpayers, as I mentioned, 65 years of age or older. And so basically, when you look at the provisions, homeowners qualifying for the program will have the property taxes on their principal residence frozen at a base tax amount, which is the amount of taxes owed in the year they first qualify for the program. Thereafter, as long as the owner continues to qualify for the program, the amount of property taxes owed for that property generally will not change if there is a property tax rate increase or county-wide reappraisal. In order to qualify, basically you have to own your own residence, be 65 years of age or older, and then have an income from all sources that does not exceed the county income limit established for that tax year.
Okay, so that's a number that's arbitrary depending on where you are.
Right.
Okay.
And so let me just take it one step further. I'm going to take a sister county. This is Rutherford County. Now granted, this is a bigger county,
right,
but this is somebody just next door. And so let me just read this. Eligibility requirements must be 65 or older or before December 31st, and this is for 2021. Income limit for applicant, spouse, and all others on deed is $44,000 $340 for 2020. Documents required: federal income tax return, W-2s, veterans benefits, Social Security benefits, Medicare card, voter registration, title and bill of sale of mobile home only applies if your primary residence is a mobile home, death certificate for deceased spouse, and then basically once you have all of these documents ready to go, you would just basically call up to the trustee office and get the ball rolling.
Okay, so I guess here's the question: as mayor, how would you go about getting that program started?
Yeah, so as mayor, the mayor is the CEO of the county. I can't carte blanche go in and raise taxes or lower taxes or fire police or fire the ambulance service. I can't do any of that. But what I can do is I can lead, and I can work very collaboratively with the county commissioners to bring this information forward, bring data, bring statistics forward, and let's all work together as a team to bring some relief to our seniors. I'm telling you, David, this inflation that we're seeing right now and these property taxes that we're seeing right now, it's devastating to people living on fixed incomes, paying medical bills, food, and all the other stuff that goes along with it. And this is a way for somebody living on, has a nice house on 5 acres. This gives that person the ability to stay here versus moving away. Even if somebody came and wrote you a big check for your house, you may not want to leave.
Yeah.
This is your home, this is your community, and the fact of the matter is, with inflation and with property values going up like they have, where are you going to go?
Yeah,
where are you going to go?
You can't replace the property.
There you go.
Yeah, you can't.
There you go. So this is something that I truly have a heart for. Our seniors are the backbone of our society.
Okay, but what we're looking at here is we've gone 16 years and have not implemented this yet.
Correct.
That should be a slam dunk, just like that.
Well, even worse than that, counties around us, multiple counties around us, have already implemented it. And you know why? Because it's the right thing to do.
Well, yeah. Okay. So honestly, I could see this happening the first month that you're in office, because you go in and say, guys, we got to do this. Well, who in their right mind is going to say no?
Well, I think there will be some additional responsibilities and some additional work added on in certain offices. And, there may be a need for some part-time help. There may be a need for people maybe to work a little longer and a little harder. Although I think once we're through this first application process and folks get used to how it works and what the expectations are, I can see, if we fast forward a year or two, how this would be just like anything else. It would be something that was just kind of part and parcel for what we do for our seniors, property taxes, appraisals, et cetera, et cetera.
Okay, so you can get the ball rolling on this as soon as you get in the office, and then it's going to take a little time to get the ball rolling as far as administrative wise.
Yes.
But still, it's like a slam dunk, and we should do this for our seniors.
I think it's a slam dunk. I think it's something that we should do for our seniors. I've been talking to a lot of people. I talked to some people today at the restaurant that I just mentioned, and she had mentioned that her sister, this lady that I met, lives in Rutherford County, and she's paying less in her property taxes for her small farm than this lady that I'd met that lives in Wartrace. And so she was really passionate when she saw that as a bullet point on my palm card that I handed her. She handed my palm card right back to me, and she said, honey, she goes, if this is all you do, I will vote for you.
Wow. Well, there's definitely a need for it, because a lot of these seniors, everybody that's on a fixed income is struggling with the inflation. The price of fuel, the price of groceries, and everything else. And then we've had the 2 hits on our property tax over the past few years that has jacked it up. I mean, you look at some people, they got to say, well, I'm going to have to give up this property, and they can't afford any property because of property tax. So they end up having to move with a family member, move in.
Right.
And it shouldn't be that way. We should take care of these folks. They've taken care of us in the past. So.
And I think too, whenever you're trying to figure something out, maybe you're watching this video and you're 35 years old, and you're like, well, man, I don't necessarily agree with that, because maybe they should go back to work, or dip into their savings, or maybe you're older and you're in a better position. But if you really put yourself in these people's shoes, a lot of these people, like my grandfather, for example, lived in Knox County, passed away a few years ago, but he took advantage of that. World War II veteran, great guy, stayed out of debt, owned his home, but he was on that growth phase of Knoxville. and his little house that he paid for cash years and years ago was just killing him on that tax rate. And so I think that when you put yourself in the shoes of somebody that's older, that may be disabled, somebody that can't go back to work, that can't start an internet business, that is just they're just where they are. Maybe they've got a health problem. This is the right thing to do. We do so much for so many other people in our community, and I think it's time we help our seniors.
Okay, how many people do you think this would affect in Bedford County?
So Initially, I thought that it was around a couple hundred, and I was told that no, it's closer to 1,000.
Wow.
So I admit that I made a mistake thinking it was just a couple hundred, but it's close to 1,000 people. But you got to keep in mind, we've got over 50,000 people that live in our county.
Right. So
still a small number, and again, they're still paying taxes. It's just frozen. That's all.
Right.
It's just frozen.
Well, 1,000 people, that even makes it more urgent.
That's what
I mean. There's that many people out there.
Close to 1,000.
And you know they got to be struggling if they're in this situation.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, all right, Brent. Well, this is awesome. I'm glad you have been able to share this with everybody out there, and I know there's people that will watch this that it probably would affect, and I know you would appreciate their vote so we can get this done. And is there anything else that you run across out on the campaign trail?
Well, I mean, just a couple of things. I mean, there's just one of me. I don't have a big campaign team. And so I know there's a lot of people out there, David, that I haven't met. I haven't gotten a chance to meet. And I would encourage them, if they want to meet me, if their vote depends on meeting me or not, call me, 615-668-9894. I want you to call me. I'll do my best to get out to you. If I can't get out to you, let's talk on the phone and ask me the hard questions. I may not have all the answers, but I'm going to be straight up with you, and I'm going to answer you honest, because I know that it's hard, especially with me not growing up in Bedford County. And I've been here almost 11 years now. There's just a lot of people that would like to know more, and I'm an open book, and I want to share with them and answer any of their questions.
Okay, awesome.
Yep.
Well, guys, thanks for watching. And don't forget, early voting is taking place right now as we speak, and the big primary is May 3rd, so make sure you get out and vote.
And this is the election. I'm just gonna leave folks with this. They want you to stay home, ladies and gentlemen. The establishment wants you to stay home, wants you to really not know what's going on, because whoever wins this election will probably more than likely be your next mayor, whoever wins this primary election. So don't play into their hands. Go vote. This could be such a close election. Those 15, 20, 30 votes could make the difference.
It could.
I encourage you to go vote. Exercise your right and your responsibility.
Thanks for watching, guys, and look for another edition real soon of Meet the Candidates. Thanks for watching.